A story by Adrian Plass. I wish I was my son again, the first in all the world to know the cornflake crunch of frosted grass, beside the polar paving stones beneath the drip of liquid light from watercolour winter suns. God really brought me down to earth once. He's rather good at that sort of thing. We'd gone to Cornwall for a pre-Christmas holiday, something that we'd always yearned to do as a family. It was early December, bitingly cold, but brilliantly lit by one of those watercolour winter suns that seemed to drip liquid light through the atmosphere. Our little white rented cottage overlooked an indescribably beautiful part of the southern coast. That coast must have been planned, built and illuminated by a creator with time on his hands and a fine, excited eye for detail. One morning, after a long, lingering, excessive breakfast, we all dressed in layer upon layer of the warmest clothes we could find and set off, a procession of human barrels, to go for a walk in the ice cream air. We went a new way. Through a white farm gate and across an expanse of wind-flattened metallic green grass, towards what looked like a cliff edge a few hundred yards away. Beyond that, the sea stretched away forever, merging with the sky in the strange pale distance. I walked with Matthew, aged 8, whose every utterance at that time began with an interrogative. Why? What? Where? When? How? My wife Bridget strolled beside 4-year-old Joseph, deep and thoughtful beyond his years. The smallest barrel, David, aged 2, ran ahead of us, chuckling delightedly, applauding the seagulls who keeled around us for a few minutes, performing impossible aerobatics with casual vanity. As we neared the edge of the cliff, I reflected on the fact that we were happy. All of us. We are a close family, but it didn't often happen that we all achieved contentment all at the same time when we were all together. You have to work hard to keep a family of 5 reasonably happy. It's like the circus act where all those plates are kept spinning on the top of tall, thin sticks by someone rushing from one to the other at great speed. The difference with a family is that you never get a chance to stop and take a look or take a bow. You just carry on and get tired. Holidays had always been an opportunity for Bridget and myself to enjoy an awareness of our whole selves and to give some thought to what we needed to keep our plates spinning. We had reached the edge. Far beneath us, enclosed by a horseshoe of unscalable cliffs, lay one of the most magically secluded bays I had ever seen. Perfect shape, perfect sea, perfect sand, perfect rock pools. There was no way down. We could never use it. We could only look at it. It was as though one of God's successful creation prototypes had been overlooked when the workbench was cleared. I forgot everything else as I gazed out over this hidden corner of the world. I felt a sudden surge of pride about belonging to the same world as the vast shining sea, the blue-white wash of the sky and the massive granulated bulk of the cliffs. These surely were symbols of God, huge, beautiful, sublime, desirable, yet impossible to contain or define narrowly. I was lost in wonder. Daddy? Daddy? I need the loo, Daddy. My youngest son's voice arrived in my consciousness with urgent haste. David's little face was strained with the knowledge that disaster was imminent. As I struggled to reduce his Michelin-like proportions to an appropriate state of undress, I spoke to God in my mind with some truculence. Goodness knows, I complained, I get little enough time as it is to actually relax and enjoy beautiful things. Why should I have to come down from where I was to cope with little problems like this? Then God replied, well, I did. There you have it. Ever thought of it like that? How God, desperate to bring us back to beauty and relationship and reconciliation, looked down as his children were making a mess of things and ruining what should have been peace and quiet and tranquility and the beauty of creation, and sent his son to sort us all out. Why should we do the same? Why should we reach out to others? Why should we interrupt even the best moments of our lives if there's a need right in front of us? Because God did. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.